show you how I um, record videos or how I edit my videos. I'm using iMovie. Up here it says QuickTime Player because that is what I'm using to do this screen recording. So I have my iMovie open and I am just going to access the the file that I am using that has my video. So here's my video here, and so I'm going to drag that into iMovie just like that. And I'm very much a click and drag kind of girl. I like to do, or drag and drop, or whatever you want to call that. I don't do a lot of the importing and all that. So this is how I do it. So once my movie is in here, I can see here that it is 28 minutes and 34 seconds long, and that is too long for me. So I tend to go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to do is, if you can see this blue portion here of it, that's the audio. Now I know that y'all excuse my notifications up there. I apologize. Anyway, that is the audio. I am going to pull this little bar down like this, and that turns the volume all the way down, so there's no audio. And then you can see this yellow bar that's around it means that section is selected. And so I'm going to go up here above the viewer and click this speed button, and then go over to speed and click that down and hit fast. Now it automatically selects 2 times, and that takes my video down to about 14 minutes, and that's perfect for me. So from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit it. So I need it to be showing more than this little section, and over here where it says settings, I can pull this out to make this to go farthest out, makes it like completely frame by frame. And I don't know how to describe this, or you can put it down just a little bit lower. I tend to have it, you see here where I've got this little mark here, that's where I have it. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to play my video from here. I am going to drag my cursor over the video, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I am going to drag it over and kind of look at what I'm doing. Now let's see, I'm trying to decide, and I'm just going to do an example or two of this for you. Okay, so I don't like having in that video me playing with all of that. I was having trouble with my masking tape apparently in the video, so I don't like all of that. So I'm going to cut it down, okay, to about here. So I have selected this area right here to cut, and so what I'm going to do, I can either do a 2-finger click on my touchpad or right click on my mouse, and that will bring up this little bar here, and I'm going to select split clip. Now that is selected, and so this section here that I didn't like, I'm just going to hit delete, and it's gone. So, and I can go through this whole video like that, dragging this over and looking up in the viewfinder for what I do and I don't like. So I'm going to do that and go through this whole thing. Let me see if I can find another section to cut out for y'all. And how I decide what I'm going to cut is basically if I'm not doing anything in the video, if there's no action, or if I'm doing something repetitive, I don't really want to keep that. There's no reason to have me doing the same action over and over again, and so I can just take that out. So all of this here, you can see I'm altering something, I'm changing something, there's movement. And so I'm going to keep all of that. So I'm trying to find a section to take out for you. A lot of the things that I tend to take out too is if I use my heat gun. Nobody wants to watch me use my heat gun. Okay, so here is a section, it looks like, right there where my hands are out of frame. So I'm going to see how long that is. Oh, that wasn't very long. So if my hands are out of frame for a very long time, I know that I want to cut that out. So here again, my hands are out of frame. Because sometimes I walk away from my desk for a minute or two, and if that happens, then okay, so like there, that's a little bit longer. Let me see. So I've got all that. Okay, there's where my hands disappear. So I'm selected that area. I'm going to right click and say split clip, and then I'm going to drag until I see that come back into frame there, and find it there, and I'll select this other, and again click it, split clip, and then I look at what's selected, and if that's the section I want to delete, and I just hit the delete button. Now, if for some reason I wanted to um, transition, like if I have I'm trying to see if I can find one. We'll get to transitions in a minute, but sometimes if something changes in between, like if I cut out a portion that's of me blow drying or something, so it has changed, or if I've done a lot of collage and it's changed, I'll put a transition between it. But I'll show y'all transitions here in just a few minutes. So I'm going to stop this recording and find what else I want to clip out, and I'll be back in just a second. I found a section here that I can use, and what I'm going to do is go, let's see, right, where did I stop it? Oh, here. So here I brought in my heat dryer in the video, so I'm going to click right there onto that, and then right click and split that. And then I'm going to drag until I get done with the heat gun. And bring until I bring something else into the screen. So we'll say about here. So I'm going to click right there and split that clip or whatever, and then I'm gonna delete that. But there's this whole thing like, what happened in this space here? So what I'm going to use, I'm going to go up here and you see these little things where it says my media, audio, titles, backgrounds, transitions. I'm going to click transitions. Now these can be fun little things. They are basically what you put between breaks in video. Now if your video flows kind of seamlessly and nothing changes, you don't have to put a transition, but they help it flow a little more seamlessly. To look at how these work, you can drag like across these and it'll show you kind of what they look like. Like this one, what is that, circle close? So it shows you that's kind of what the transition looks like, and it goes much faster in the video. You don't really notice it, but some of them are kind of hokey, like like that. And so I only ever really use the cross blur, and maybe cross dissolve. There's another one that's not so bad, but I can't remember what it is. But some of them are a little hokey, and if I'm trying to be hokey in my video, I'll use some of the hokier ones, but most of the time I just use the cross blur. But again, this is just a drag and drop. And so you get this little arrow facing each other thing that shows that you've got a transition there. So just like that. So I am going to keep on editing the rest of this. And now that I've shown you how to do a transition, and I'll come back in a minute and show you what comes next. Finished editing out the sections I don't want, and you can see I've gotten it down to just over 11 minutes. So that's good. I went from 28 to 14 to 11. So that's kind of why I do it. And a couple things I forgot to mention and what I was saying. The reason I took the volume down in this was because I know I'm going to voice over this video just like I'm doing this one. And the other thing that I forgot to mention was that I think you saw me maybe move the page a couple times. I am using 2 fingers to pull across my touchpad on it, but if you're just using a mouse, you can use this, oh, if you can get to it, this bar here to move your pages, or move across your thing, but I like to just drag and pull. So I am done with the editing. There was one other thing I want. Oh, one other thing. If you do accidentally, or if you do split a clip and you don't want it split, you can hit the Command Z, and that's, it's a, what do you call it? A shortcut for undo. So you can undo pretty much anything. I make mistakes all the time, and I hit that Command Z constantly. So the next thing I want to do for this before I go into doing my audio for it is I want to put in my beginning and ending of it, the pictures that I like to add at the beginning and end. So there are ways to import that into my media over here. I don't deal with that. I told y'all I'm very much a drag and drop girl, so I go to the folder that I have with my pictures, and so I already have the pictures edited, including what I consider my title picture, and so I'm just going to drag that over here to the beginning, and then I'm going to scroll here all the way to the end, I'm going to make sure that will stay there at the end. And then I'm going to start dragging in the pictures that I want at the end. So I tried to order them a little bit so that you don't have to watch me do this too long. Let's see. Okay, let me move that down. All right, there, and then there. Uh-oh. And I don't know which one of those I used. Let me see. Okay, that one. And then, is that all I want? Yeah, that may be all I want for there. Now, I also have a couple of pictures that I use as well for my thank you for watching, and those I've used in other videos, so those are already in my media, so I just pull those from there because it's easier and put them where I want in my video. Again, I am just pulling those in. Sometimes they want to be persnickety there. And I pull them in. Now I do want transitions between each of these pictures. So I'm going to go up to my transitions button and put my cross blur between each of them. I'm also going to do a bit of, what is it called? Trying to go up here and see what it's called. I don't know. See the little square up there? Cropping. Yes. Hey, I'm going to do the cropping on these pictures. So I'm going to hit that cropping button and it automatically sets to Ken Burns, which is kind of what you want to use. It's the zoom in or zoom out that kind of puts movement on your pictures and gives them some interest during a video. If you have a still picture in your video, it's not as interesting, and it's hard to tell that the video is playing and all of that, so you kind of do the Ken Burns effect. But I like to adjust it, so when the Ken Burns is clipped, especially here with my title page, I can see that, and you see here it says start and end, so this big square here is where it's going to start. And I want to make sure that my title here is where it starts. You can see it. And then I'm going to click kind of towards the center to select the end square and make sure that goes to the, so it reads up and down. Now that's not the most, my picture editing there I could have made my little title there smaller, but it's okay. In the end, it's fine. So, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go over to this video. And you see the start is the one that's highlighted as the small circle, and I don't want, not the small circle, the small square, and I want the start to be the bigger square or rectangle or whatever. So I'm going to hit these two arrows here and it's going to swap the start and end. So I want to start and end there. And if you like it where it is, leave it. A lot of my pictures down here at the end are going to be exactly how I want them. So first thing I'm going to do though, before I forget, is put my cross blurs in between my transition, in between all of my pictures here, just so that I know that's done and I don't forget it. And so let's see. Okay, so that's in there. So I'm going to go ahead and select that picture, and hit the cropping tool. And I'm going to look at this, and I am fine with that one, and fine with that one. That one I want to move just a little. And I'm going to move that one just a little. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. And then this one, okay, this one is not sized well. I need to go and make another little end screen here. That's my bad. So for this one, and since it's the last video, I don't care if it's got the Ken Burns and it's moving or not. So I'm just going to hit it to fit. And that's fine. Crop to fill will crop your picture so that it's the size of the screen, but it'll end up cutting some of it out if it's not the right size. So I just do fit and it works fine. It'll end up having the black areas here on either side of it, but I don't care. Again, this is just that end screen and that's fine. Once I have all that done, all my videos edited, all my pictures are added, so the next thing I want to do is do my voiceover. Now, I cannot do my voiceover while I'm voicing over this video in QuickTime, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the beginning of this, and click the beginning of the video, not here because I'll put audio here, but I want where my actual filming starts to be clicked right there. And then right here, you'll see this little microphone button. So that says record voiceover. So I will click that. And since I'm currently using my microphone, I can see that that little bar is going up and down. And when I'm ready to start my voiceover, I will click that button and it will record me, and then it'll record, and well, actually it'll do a 3 2 1 countdown, and after the 1 then you can start doing your voice. Now I am not using any kind of fancy microphone, anything like that. I have my Apple headphones have a built-in microphone in it, and that's all I'm using. It's nothing fancy. I'd like to get something maybe fancier later, but for now, this works. So, like I said, I will record until I get to the end of my video, and then I'll hit that big red button again, and it'll stop recording. So, I'm going to go and do that real quick for this video, and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, y'all, so I have gotten my audio recorded. You can see this green bar down here. That is my voice. That goes, let's see, all the way to into the pictures here. So I'm done with my recording, so I'm going to go ahead and click off of that microphone so that little bar will go away. And the next thing I need to do is add in some intro music and some exit music. I like to use the same music so there's consistency running through. One day I hope to have my own music. My husband is a musician with a studio, a recording studio, but I can't seem to get him to write me any music. So for now, what I use, I go up to audio, and if you'll make sure it's on sound effects, there are options here with crazy sounds. You go through and play with them, whatever. I tend to like jingles. These range from anywhere from like 11 seconds to a minute and a half, which is all I really need. If you want more, you can go, there's all kinds of sources for music. YouTube has a free library that you can use and go through theirs if you're using YouTube. And so I've got some of those saved in my iTunes here. But for now, let's just go ahead with the jingle section. And I've selected Off Broadway. You go in and listen to them as you want. If you'll click the little play button there, it'll play the music for you, and you can just kind of go through them and play them. So, like I said, I have selected Off Broadway, so I'm going to just take it here and drag it down here. Now there is a section here for music. I don't even bother with it. I just put it right below my voice recording. Now it can get a little finicky sometimes and try to jump around, but just keep playing with it. All right, this gets a little technical. I do not want this music at this volume playing over my voice, so not through the whole thing. You can, if you there's some videos that have music playing in the background the whole way through, and that's fine. And one day I may, if I had my own music, but for now, to have 11.5 minutes worth of music is just exhausting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a section right here about where I say hello and all, and I'm going to select that, and just like we did before, we're going to right click and split clip. Now, one thing I will say, if the music is too loud, some of these, let me see if I can find one that's so loud. Okay, like that one. See yeah, if you drag over it, you can hear the music. But you'll see up there with the yellow and red spikes, that's awful loud, and that would reflect down here. If you need to adjust the volume of it, this bar that's right here is kind of your volume bar. So I can do up to, I don't even know, up to 400%, but right at where it was at 100% is fine for this one. If it's too loud, I usually drag it down to like 71 or 63 or someone there and there, so it's not so loud. So anyway, I have split that, and this is the section I'm going to use for my intro, but I want to have all right, yes, it's a fade audio in and fade audio out. So there's the little buttons right there. You see the little white and black button there, and then you get the little arrows on either side. If I drag this in just a little bit and do the same thing on this other side in just a little bit, that is going to make my music fade in and then fade out. So it's not a start, it's like a transition but for music. It's fantastic. So anyway, so I've got that. So now I'm going to take, and this here shows me how much time is left. That 48 seconds left. There should be plenty for me to drag down here. This gets a little finicky. Here, drag down here toward the end. So I am going to position it maybe here. All right, and so then I'm going to find the end of my video, just like right there, because it kind of hiccups. I don't know if you can see that. It kind of hits that and doesn't drag. So I know that's my natural end. And I'm going to select that and then right click. Oh, it's not selected. See, it didn't want to right click, so it doesn't, the yellow was not around that music selection. So it is now. So now I can split that clip, and I'm going to, the part I want to delete, I'll make sure is selected and delete that. And then I'm going to do my fade in and my fade out. And, oh wait, I want to fade in way from over here, so I'm going to drag it that way. So this section here isn't so loud. You can see that there's a natural thing that iMovie has done where the volume here is lower and then it starts to build back up. But I still want it to be really low here, so it's got that fade in. And y'all, that's it. My video is done being edited. The only thing I really do at this point is watch through it. And to do that, what I do is I go to the beginning, make sure I've selected the beginning, and then I hit these arrows here that make it full screen. And then when you're done with that, you can click your escape button on your screen and it'll bring you back to this screen. So I'm going to do that, but to save this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit projects and I can put the name of the movie. So I am calling this, oh, I don't want to crap lines, Scraps and Scribbles, because that's the name of that. And I'm going to click OK. And it'll take me to my other projects. So if I need to access it again, I just click on it. So that's it for my movie, y'all. For my editing, if y'all have any questions, definitely let me know below. I am no expert in iMovie. This is just how I do it. So, all right, best of luck, y'all. Bye.